play along now. Pit is fun, you got to play along now. Pit is fun, you got to play along now. Pit is fun, you got to play along now. Pit is fun, you got to play along now. Pit is fun, you got to play along now.
Pit is a classic card game for 3 to 8 players. It's also actually one of the oldest games I own. You have a series of cards that represent commodities in the stock market: corn, rye, wheat, flax, what have you. Depending on the amount of players, you actually only put in so many sets of cards. Cards are passed out, everyone looks at the cards they have, and then when the bell is rung, you start to hold up sets of cards, 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, and you go 4, 2, 3, 3, 4, 2, 3, 3, depending on how many you got. And that will actually try and recreate the stock market at the time. When someone else has the same amount of cards that they're willing to trade back to you, you exchange cards, you look, and you see what sets you have. Your whole goal is to try and get a complete set in your hand. Once you have a complete set, you smack the bell, round's over. You count up the total score from the cards you had in your hand, or whatever particular set you had. After so many rounds, whoever has the most points, or it reaches a subset of points first, is the winner. Pit, probably one of the oldest games we have actually reviewed. I'm not sure, I think it's almost 100 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, it's up there, I know that. Pit, to me though, despite its age, has actually held up extremely well. There are very few games I know that allow you to just scream and yell and jump around a table, which is kind of how I imagine the stock market was. So I actually do enjoy Pit. To me, it's still one of the best party games out there. I give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, well, that's fair. Pit's an alright game. It is a lot of speed. There's a lot of speed and a lot of yelling, which makes it unsuitable to play unless you have a house, because your neighbors will hate you, and this is not a Denny's game. This is, well, I guess with the right crowd who doesn't care, it may be a Denny's game, but this isn't a Denny's game to keep your cool. So there's a lot of...
Three?
Yeah,
Does anyone have
you can't,
3?
You can't play this game quietly, which is which I guess that's not the baddest thing. But I do enjoy games where you don't have to be an obnoxious loud spaz. So Pit for me, good game. I'll still agree with Dan, give it a 7 out of 10. But it's find the right atmosphere. If you own your own house, enjoy Pit. But if you don't,
if you have neighbors living in an apartment complex,
yeah, it bleeds
be
through
careful.
the walls.
They
Friends.
will bitch.
It breeds through the walls.
What is that? A stock market game going on in your room?
Who says that? How would they know it's a stock market game?
Bye.